rain, maybe there might be. What does this mean? You know, it's fall. And I haven't really felt it here in South Florida yet, Julie.
And I know my queen of fall over there, Eric. You know her. Is like, when am I feeling like fall? This is my favorite.
We all want to know.
The most I feel it is in this studio.
We always know. We're always freezing in here. Okay, well, the answer is this morning is our first little taste of it, especially in Broward County and Miami-Dade. Our winds are moving in from the northwest, and after those downpours overnight, that has brought us these rain-cooled degrees. We're in the mid to upper 70s. Hey, we'll take whatever we can get. Because in the Keys, we're in the lower 80s thanks to a shift in the wind direction out of the east. So we're about 1 to 4 degrees cooler than yesterday thanks to that onshore breeze that's happening to the Keys. You unfortunately are warmer than yesterday, but our land breeze in Broward and Miami-Dade is making it feel nice. All right, so this is the story. Yes, you are going to see showers possibly near the coastal areas this morning around 10, 11 o'clock. Then the coastal areas will end up being mostly dry this afternoon. So while there is that chance of storms in the forecast, you in Miami Beach, where you typically have been seeing those downpours at sunset, you won't be seeing those today. Those will stay well over the western half of Broward and Miami-Dade. See, it's our sea breeze pattern, so things don't start to really heat up till the afternoon, and the sea breeze storms are being pushed away because now we have an easterly component to the breeze, unlike the past month and a half where we've had a southwest wind steering the storms towards our area. So with that being said, mostly dry as the kids head to the bus stop, but storms do pick up early, and then they start to mainly move into inland Broward and Miami-Dade. Let's go to the tropics, because I'm watching the radar in Puerto Rico, where we are watching one of 2 invests that's occurring and continuing for us to keep our eyes on. That could be our next tropical storm or depression. Again, some widespread showers starting to move in towards parts of Puerto Rico from this system. That has an 80% chance of development somewhere between the Bahamas, just north of Dominican Republic in the next 7 days. The one behind it has a 90% chance. Both of them are areas of invest. We're investigating both these systems to watch them as they are expected to become a tropical depression or storm in the days to come. We'll have a lot more on this, especially each and every hour. Meteorologist John Gerard will be joining me in the 7 o'clock hour, and we'll have more on that too.
All right, we do have a couple crashes I need to tell you about this morning. It was nice when it lasted. We were clear this morning, but now we've got a couple rough patches. Let's talk about this one, the Palmetto eastbound. This is in Miami-Dade County. The eastbound ramp to I-95. We've got an off-ramp closed there right now. I'll let you know when that clears, but be mindful of that. It's just that off-ramp that's being impacted right now. Up to Broward County, where we've got a minor crash approaching Commercial Boulevard on I-95 northbound. We're in the red right now. That should be clearing soon. Again, that's reported as a minor crash. 11 miles an hour is what you can expect in that area. You could take the turnpike for a northbound alternate. For our 595 eastbound commuters, I-75 to US 1 will take you about 12 minutes. University Drive to US 1 will take you 7. Drive safely.
Invests that are located across the Atlantic, and some of the outer moisture is moving in towards Puerto Rico. This one has an 80% chance of development. The one behind it has a 90% chance of development. Both of these areas are invests. That means we're going to investigate to see when we start to see that rotation developing, and you can see the models give us a better view of where both of these systems will possibly go once they develop in the days to come. I have meteorologist John Gerard joining us with more on this coming up later.
All right, let's take a look at your roads first. Miami Springs commuters, I do unfortunately need to tell you about a fatal crash in your area. We know that one person has died, another person was rushed to the hospital. This crash is at Northwest 42nd Avenue and Northwest 36th Street. We are looking at closures in that area right now. Local 10 is looking into what exactly happened, finding out some more information. We do have a crew on the ground there, and we'll bring you some more information. But for now, I want you to avoid this area. Again, 42nd Avenue and 36th Street in Miami Springs. Again, we're looking at closures over there. Still watching this crash on the Palmetto near the Golden Glades, the ramp to I-95 from the Palmetto. This is eastbound. That off-ramp is still closed due to this crash. I'll let you know when it reopens. Quick look at drive times on the Palmetto. Northwest 154th Street to the Dolphin. Southbound will take you 36 minutes. I-75 to the Dolphin will take you 37. Buckle up.
And let's get a check on the forecast a little bit closer to home. Hey, Julie.
Hi, Andrew, and we are noticing some big changes in our forecast today. It is going to be drier for much of the areas that received a lot of rainfall for the past previous days, weeks, however long you want to call it. It has been a soggy start to September. It was a soggy end to August, but I'm happy to tell you we're finally going to transition to a typical seasonal pattern where we should have been for much of our summertime, even though I know it's fall. And it's really how we started our summer months with those AM coastal showers and those PM storms favoring the West Coast. That'll happen today. And the reason I'm showing you the rainfall totals from yesterday, because these will not be the numbers when I join you tomorrow morning at 7. We'll be seeing barely any rain that has fallen over parts of the coastal areas, because the storms today will favor inland Broward and Miami-Dade. So as for yesterday, though, we received about an inch and a tenth of an inch for parts of Marathon and just over half an inch in Miami, almost an inch in Fort Lauderdale. That has really helped us in the rain gauge. Look, we're in a surplus in Miami, still in the deficit Fort Lauderdale, and a surplus in Key West. So as for rainfall chances, yeah, they stick around in the forecast, but not everybody is going to see widespread precipitation like where we've been going with the 70 and 80% range. That's more widespread to numerous rounds of showers and storms. That's not the case today. Live look outside, already looking fantastic out there. We're seeing lots of sunshine breaking through some clouds. Our temperatures are in the mid 70s. Our dew points in the 70s, lower 80s for you in the Keys, where it is slightly warmer thanks to an east breeze. But Broward and Miami-Dade are enjoying a northwest wind, and that's why, look, our feels like temperatures are in the mid 70s and lower 80s. That's wonderful for this time of year. Nice mild start. Okay, though I do have some showers starting to develop offshore. My in-house model does have this happening, and once they do develop, they could push towards the coastal areas of Fort Lauderdale. As for the moisture content at the surface, it is moving in from the east, but in the upper levels of the atmosphere, it's moving in from the west. So now we have the combining of the sea breeze starting for us, meaning AM coastal showers. Peak heating of the day will be steering the storms well to the west thanks to an east breeze. The problem over the last several days and months, we've been dealing with more of a southwest wind flow. So that's been steering the component of the storms towards the metro coastal areas. So today an east breeze helping out, pushing those storms away from the coastal areas. Tomorrow it does the same thing, but that still means inland spots of Broward and Miami-Dade may see some showers this afternoon. All right, we're watching both of these waves out there, those invest. Really the one that's headed towards the Bahamas, we're going to keep our eyes on because it's going to conflict with a stalled out front that's going to slide to the south, basically acting as a roadblock for the state of Florida, keeping the system away from us, which will be beneficial, though the indirect impacts for us will definitely be the marine forecast starting to deteriorate for the weekend. Moderate risk of occurrence for you today. If you want to head to the beach or do some boating, the bays will be at a light chop for you in the Keys. Also looking at a light chop. So keep that rain gear handy, but not every single person, every single city will see measurable rainfall today compared to the past several weeks. Have a great day.
Look at our local weather. Julie, hopefully fingers and toes crossed, we stay on the weaker side of all of that, right?
Yes, indeed, especially because we've seen downpours for days. I think the last thing we need is any type of tropical moisture. We're going to see our own as well as the sea breeze storms today instead of those widespread showers and storms. A live look outside our Hollywood beach cam is showing a beautiful, bright, sunshiny day and is expected to stay that way for a few more hours. We have our rainfall totals from yesterday of just over a half an inch in Miami, almost an inch in Fort Lauderdale, almost an inch, looks as though just over an inch rather in Marathon, a quarter of an inch in Key West. So the rainfall continues to add up day by day. We're now in a surplus in Miami, still a deficit in Fort Lauderdale, surplus in Key West. Now we are expecting that chance of showers today, but the coverage completely different than where we've been for months. Instead of us having those widespread showers and storms for the afternoon and evening hours, these showers will be scattered to isolated, and because of an east breeze, it's going to steer the component to the storms well away from the metro coastal areas. As for temperatures, we're enjoying a land breeze, so temperatures are in the mid to upper 70s, dew points in the 70s, lower 80s for you in the Keys, where it's still pretty warm with an east breeze. Otherwise, a northwest wind for Broward and Miami-Dade feels like a fantastic 76 in Fort Lauderdale, 81 in Miami, 94 in Key West. Widening the view, the showers are offshore for now. We have plenty of moisture in the upper levels of the atmosphere. So that's why once we have the peak heat of the day, we will see those sea breeze storms developing. So pay attention to this forecast so you understand the transition into a typical seasonal pattern. We're seeing some AM, very early afternoon showers by the coast. Everything pushes westward, where for the past previous weeks, months, I've actually highlighted the metro coastal areas for the storm coverage, and that's because of the steering component. It's completely opposite today. It'll be completely opposite tomorrow too. So you're gonna have a lot more dry times in your forecast than wet times, unless you're over inland Broward, inland Miami-Dade, northwestern Broward County as well. And then you just heard John mention, as we're talking about these areas in the tropics, our in-house model does pull a better chance of storms for us going into the weekend, and then it all depends on when these storms do develop. We'll have we'll be able to better fine-tune the forecast, especially for the weekend, because I think the marine forecast will deteriorate for the weekend. So enjoy today. If you want to head to the beach or do any boating, moderate risk of occurrence for beachgoers, boaters. The bays will be at a light chop. Have a great day.
So weather authority in your office, Julie. Durda is here. Julie's been talking about for weeks now how much rain we've been getting, especially in the coastal areas, right?
Yeah.
That's a big difference today, right?
Yes, because we're now transitioning to where typically we start our summer months with AM coastal shower, PM inland storms.
Right.
Well, that's finally what's going to return. We've done the complete opposite. We've done storms moving from west to east instead of east to west. Are you with me?
I got you.
I'll show you a graphic.
Let's see it.
Anytime we see drier conditions, it's always good news, right? So typically we'd be talking about the tower cam showing mostly sunny skies and dry conditions for much of Broward and Miami-Dade, but then we'll see the storms erupting over parts of the area. And unfortunately, that's going to be the big change in our forecast. So I dropped my remote just before this hit. I'm going to get another remote. Just stick with me because I really want you to see this forecast. As we go through it, things you'll noticing is as we look at your temperatures, it's nice and mild out there. Why is it mild? Well, because we had a northerly component to our breeze. Those winds are moving in from the northwest, so it does feel pretty nice out there still. Look, 1 to 3 degrees more comfortable than yesterday. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but it is. I mean, at this point, we'll take whatever relief we can get from the heat. And it's all thanks to a northwesterly wind direction, 3 to 5 miles per hour in the northwest. Otherwise, the east, we are seeing some more of a humidity and some moisture content for the Keys. For the forecast, check it out. See what I'm talking about? Typically, for the last several months and days, as I just told Annalise and Eric, we've been seeing the storms favoring the metro coastal areas. Look, I don't even see it on my future radar. Actually, I think my rain chances are maybe too high. I might need to drop them because the coverage of the showers will be more isolated today. Rain chances do sit at 50% after 2 p.m. for isolated areas inland, Broward and Miami-Dade. Your best chance of showers near the coast will be this morning. If you don't see it, then I'm happy to tell you you're most likely going to not see it for the rest of the day. Let's go to the tropics. We're tracking some moisture in the way of rainfall across parts of Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands, as this is all associated with a disturbance that we're watching near the area. This one has an 80% chance. The one next to it, right on its heels, has a 90% chance. I'm going to bring in meteorologist John Gerard. More of all this coming up in about 10 minutes. See you then.
All right, let's take a look at your roads. I need to tell you about some pretty nasty crashes that we're watching this morning. This first one, fatal crash. This is in Miami Springs at Northwest 42nd Avenue and Northwest 36th Street. We have closures here. This one actually may be the same crash. It's just a different report I'm getting it from, but I'm going to see if these two are connected. This is the Palmetto northbound right before Northwest 36th Street. 5 lanes are blocked here. Again, unclear if this is the same as the previous crash because it's in the same area, Miami Springs, near Miami International Airport. The alternate here is going to be Northwest 87th Avenue. In this area, you're going to have 5 lanes blocked, so I suggest you take that alternate so you can get where you need to go quickly. Let's take a look at our Palmetto drive times for our southbound commuters. Northwest 154th Street to the Dolphin will take you 41 minutes. I-75 to the Dolphin will take you 42. Buckle up and drive safely.
Several systems in the tropics. I want to show you the radar right now because it's getting pretty busy over Puerto Rico and parts of the Virgin Islands. This is an area that we are watching, an area that we're investing to see the possibility of tropical cyclone development in the next 7 days, an 80% chance. There's one behind it with a 90% chance. We'll have a lot more on this with meteorologist John Gerard coming up.
All right, I got to show you this fatal crash in Miami Springs that we've been watching for a while now. One person we know was found dead after this crash. One person was rushed to the hospital. Again, this is in Miami Springs, northeast of Miami International Airport. Let me show you on a map where it is. Let's pull up our maps here. Oh, this is skipping to a different crash. Here we go, Northwest 42nd Avenue and Northwest 36th Street. That's right here. We are experiencing some closures there. I'll let you know when that crash scene is cleared up. We're also gathering some more information as to exactly what happened here and any identities of those involved, so I'll keep you updated on that. On the west side of the airport, we're also seeing another serious crash blocking 5 lanes of the Palmetto. This is a Palmetto northbound right before Northwest 36th Street, also the street that's involved in the other crash. So these are all the same area here. 5 lanes blocked. Your alternate there is going to be Northwest 87th Avenue. You're going to want to avoid these areas if you can because, again, these are serious crashes, major closures. I'll let you know if and when they reopen. Guys.